So today we are going to be doing the chapter 7, which is working with stills and graphics. So first you're going to open the project that you have, which is the Built by Life. And we're going to go into our exercise file, specifically chapter 7 and 7.1. And then we're going to go to images, and then all of your images are here. And as we've discussed, to get them to look bigger, you can press the tilt button, and then they all come up here like this. And then on our right column, you see that it says video info, and this shows you the resolution of your images. A lot of these images are at video resolution that are exported from our video projects, and some are small or big, and they're different in size and shape really. And how you get to video info is you click up here, you right click, and then it says metadata display, and then you click this, and video info is the only one that's checked, and so that is video info as we see on this column. Click on one image and it would load there. The image pops up in our source monitor. From this we can just see how these images are integrated from our video projects, and we can learn how this works in a sequence. We go back to our project panel, which is in 7.1. Let's say we want to add like a video behind the picture. Specifically, go to video clip, that's right here, and then I would just drag this.
But when you're on the land and you're farming.
So that's the video that's playing, and then let's say I just do a different picture. I'm just gonna do a different picture than the one that I had before.
But when you're on the land.
As we see, once the picture is dragged on top, we have the video playing in the background, or the Vince interviews playing behind this image that I've chosen there. You can also go into your sequence settings, and you can also edit there if you'd like, if you change some things around, but I'm just gonna press OK for now. To edit an image at video resolution, you can choose your image, so this one, and click toggle direct manipulator, which is this small square box that is next to this plus sign. And once you click that, it's kind of hard to see, but this blue circle appears, and then also this is in its fit right now, but a blue box would appear around the edges once you click. And also you can go to effect controls, which is over here, and you can click motion, and then you can see that its scaling is at 100%. And then if you were to drag in a larger image and then click like 10%, you can see that it's a small portion of the image, and you can drag it around and do many different things with it. So again, like if I were to click 10%, like it's smaller, as you can see here, or if I go back to fit, you can do different percentages and move it around. That zooms it in, and 25%. And if you want to have like a letterboxing while like Vince is playing over the video, I'm gonna drag an image, specifically the still export Vince and cows image. And I'm just gonna put that here. And as we can see, this image has a letterbox around it. And so also you can see that this video is also in the background. This image is less than the video resolution, and as we can see, it has letterboxes or pillar boxes, and it's scaling at 100. And you can zoom in to increase, or use the right click shortcut as we talked about, which is the fit to frame. And then now it covers the entire video. So if you want, the video to play behind the image.
I want people to come
it
and work
would
for
just
me
play like
that
this, and
aspire
the
to do it
entire picture
themselves,
would
that want to learn.
cover
And that works
as he's
well.
talking.
And it's not that they don't get rewarded. It's,
If you want to see the entire image, but then like still have like either the letterboxing or have some kind of color in between, you could move the image up in the timeline. And then let's say I were to place it up here. So now this image is not right above the video clip. It's still above it, but just not directly above it. The screen recording took it out, but to get the black space in between, you would hit color matte, which is right next to the trash can. Go here, click OK, and then the color appears on your screen. Click OK again, and then you can just save it as whatever name you like, but I'll just keep it color matte. And then you click OK, and now if you go back down here, it's located over here, and you would drag it and insert it in between your still image and the video that's in the background, directly in between. So if we go back over here and click play, we notice that there's black behind the image as the video is continuing. Working with still images is like a lot working with regular video, but there's like always different things that we can add. So now we've moved on to the second video, which is the animating stills, and I just wanted to briefly show this video that I created, and I just wanted to show that this is what we're going to be learning on how to do this. As you can see, the images are moving around and zooming in and out, and they're playing on top of the video that is in the background. And if you want more examples on how to do this or different ways on how to move your images, you can go into the 7.2 bin, and then what I was on was the pre-image animate, but you can go to the post-image one, and if you click on it, it just shows you a video that's already done by the editing tutorials. How do we do all of that? So we're going to be going into our 7.2 bin now, and we're going to load first the music. So you're going to go into the pre-image animate one, and you're going to drag that and bring it here. So right now this is just the music part. So that's the music that we're going to be playing behind the images. And now we're going to drag all of our images. So you're going to go like this. Copy. And then paste. As you can see, some of them are already moving around, but that's because I've edited some of them. But we can go in and change how we edit the pictures. And also, if you want to zoom in and out to kind of look at what you're editing more clearly, you can also zoom in and out down below. So first, just before we even start editing these pictures, edit the duration of the images. So what you're going to do is right click and then something called speed/duration pops up, and you're going to click that. And then you can edit the amount of seconds that you want to have, and then you can just press OK. To edit still images to the beat of the music, we're going to utilize an editing technique called top and tail. And this kind of editing is where you play the music, and as you're going along, you're going to cut the image to the specific beat that you'd want the image to be cut to. Let's say this image was moved here, and this image was here, and this was, I'm going to move this. And this image was over here. So I just changed this so I could show you the editing technique that I'm talking about. What we're going to do is each time you want an image to go with a specific beat, you're going to press W, and that's just going to cut off everything else and specifically go to that beat of the music. And if it's not loading correctly, or if it's not going to the correct beat that you want, make sure that the toggle track lock over here is locked. Make sure that this is locked so we're not messing with this, and we're only messing with the images. So this is going to be unlocked. Now we're just going to play everything as normal, and once you hear a specific beat that you want the image to be cut to, we're going to click W. So we'll start over here. It plays to the beat that I decided it to play. And then also I can move it around here too. So if I want to move it there, I can do that. You can have fun with it and do just things that you'd like to do. Now the question is, how do we move these images around and make them zoom in and out? Let's say for this image I wanted to zoom in more closely onto the chickens. We will go to the effects controls right over here. Let's select the clip. Now we would go into effect controls after selecting the clip, and then you would go into motion, which is over here, and as we can see there are two arrows right here that say position and scale, and this is what we're going to be using mainly to move the images around or add the effect to the image that you would like. And then these two properties over here are going to be our two keyframes, and they're going to be added when you position where you want the image to move around. I'm going to delete both of these keyframes here just so we could add new ones. And so now that I've deleted those, this image isn't going to have an effect anymore. So now that I've said that, let's zoom in on this picture. Over here, I've clicked the first position. Starting in the beginning, it's zoomed out. Now when I go to the very end of this image, what I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom in. Closer to the chickens, so to the chicken's head right there. We click scale and another keyframe here shows up, and if I go to the very end of this video, now it will zoom into the chickens that I wanted it to. And then if I wanted to zoom out, I just delete these. Now everything is all deleted and it's back to where the original picture was. And if I want to zoom out, then I would have the image be all the way zoomed in. That's where it's going to start. That's where the first position is going to start. Is to have, once I go to the middle, I will have this be zoomed back out. You can move it around. And I'll move this keyframe over here. So now if we go here, and once I'm done moving things around, I'm could see I moved it to the side a little bit and I zoomed all the way in, and now I wanted it to zoom all the way out. Then we can press play and see the video. You can also do the same thing editing if you go to the properties panel and again using the positions and scale. And there are many different things that you can do when adding motion to static images, as they're great visual techniques when being played over the music sequence.